got taken into higher energy where you're meant to be. But the human mind, when it doesn't have knowledge and it doesn't understand, it fears and fights everything. And there's many masters, there's many things. And sometimes the one way is they come into your dreams and they try to get you to realize. And beliefs, like I've been going over beliefs in my mind for like a week. And I went back to my childhood and lots of different things. I've learned many, many things throughout my lifetime. And, I would come across something and I would start believing it. Then I would hit a roadblock and I go, well, maybe this is not true. Like even Buddhism, it was very, very questionable because I looked at Zen and Taoism and there's the Tibetan belief, and then there's this belief and that belief, and there's thousands and thousands of beliefs when you go into Buddhism, depending on where you want to put your focus. And whether you believe in Buddha, whether was he the enlightened one? Are you worshiping him, or are you trying to understand? Because Buddhism is about knowledge, and it takes a lifetime of practicing and growing. So in this experience, he pulled you into that energy so you can absorb it. And this is that higher consciousness. This is all the masters. This is all the avatars and the gurus. And they come to you and they carry a higher knowledge. And other lifetimes, you've already learned and grown, and you came here to be in this. So now being in that energy, it's a part of you. I've been in those energies where it was so strong for over a month, I had to be careful of my thoughts, because whatever I thought happened instantly. Like it changed everybody and everything. Whatever I thought, it would just, and I'd be standing there shocked. I'm like, oh my God, like I have to be, and it scared me, like literally scared me. And I have to be so conscious of things I do, because there's times when I know I pray, I can affect everybody around me. So I have to really, really think about what I'm going to pray and do. So this is the kind of energy now that's integrated. It's going to be part of you. And this is where I'm like, when you step into these next levels, this energy comes in and it's there. You've moved into a higher dimension. I basically call it an initiation is the best way I can say. And this being came to you and you're meant to connect to him. So ask him questions, ask him to take you places, ask them to reveal the secrets in the earth, in the universe. What is your purpose? Who's connected to you? You'll get a lot of answers. It's really cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
I have something to add. That's so good. That I read this morning just fits perfectly with what you were experiencing in the Complete Reader. And one of the last books, it's called The Law in the Promise. And it's a great book, easy to read. It's got like 15 chapters, but the 15th chapter, it was very religious, very Bible orientated. And so he's really going into, so it's kind of hard to pay attention to it. And then he explains how the Bible is not a literal interpretation. It's a mystical interpretation. It has to be a mystical interpretation. And he talks about how he had this dream. And when he went into the dream, and then this energy came into his skull. And he uses the Bible to interpret it when I and my Father are one, where Jesus says, I and my Father are one. So God and Jesus are one being. And he has the experience of Jesus inside, or Jesus or God inside of his head in his dream time. So weird that it coincides with you so well. And that it did come through like an initiation. It was because you have to have the mystical experience yourself in order for you to open up to the next that's coming. You need to have the language and the energy that comes with it. You have to know this for yourself. And this is what happened to you.
Yeah. And this energy you're in, whatever you pray in that for people, if you hold that prayer and you believe in it, it's going to change people's lives. If you believe something really powerful about your future, these kinds of things manifest. And this is where it's like you're in this learning stage, and this being is there to teach and help you. This is not about fearing. This is where I always say the knowledge is so important. but you got to let go of old beliefs. Old beliefs are just walls, child belief, teenage belief, anger at God or whatever. You got to look at all these beliefs, and because you're generating an energy, and it really, really does a lot of things. So very, very cool experience. And it's not crazy to me because I understand it all. I've been in and out of those things many times.
I like how Joe said the child's belief, because you were like throwing a tantrum and you were being, no, it's not true, or something like that. And then even how you're telling the story to us, there's all these disclaimers put in between the story because you want to feel safe in order to share it, right? And it's like when in that book, he was saying when you realize that Jesus and God are inside of you, which is that consciousness and that energy,
it's the light of your soul. Basically, all comes from God. That's all it is. Whether you call it namaste, soul, whatever, that's what it really is it's a particle of God. And we all have that. We're all connected to God, whether you want to say it's Jesus or anything. We all are on that light spectrum. And basically, this is where we're going into fourth and fifth dimension. We're getting pulled into these higher places, and people fear this. They don't know, because there's hundreds of millions of beliefs and gods and this dimension and that. And is it alien? Is it, Satan or whoever? And these beings are getting really tired. They're like, we've been waiting for you. So here, come in here and be in the energy for a while. See what you think of it. Do you want to be a part of it? Beliefs are going to shatter and fall away. Mm-hmm. All these illusions, all these other kinds of things. And we're going to change those beliefs. We're going to create all kinds of new things into the future. But this old stuff that people want to fight and, it's this way and that way, we're going to get rid of all of that. We're just going to be in the energy, and we're going to work with it.
In the reference to that book, he was born again. So he is now a new person. So he becomes like a child in this new energy, and he'll grow in this new energy.
There are times where things came into me, and it was like a whole month, this knowledge and stuff. And it's like my head was bigger than this house. It was so huge with knowledge. And I'm just like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? Who do I tell? Who do I share? And I thought, if I tell anybody, they're going to think I'm crazy because there's just so much stuff. And the things I saw and the things I was shown and the experience, because it went on inside me. I could be sitting here talking to all of you, but it went on 24 hours inside me. Whatever the universe wanted in this energy, it all did it inside me. I could talk to you and that, but you wouldn't even know this was going on. It's like you're sitting there, and a lot of people can't feel that energy, what you're in right now, you're talking about, but it's going to get a lot bigger, and you can call it in so each one of us can feel it and maybe even absorb some of it, so it prepares us so we can step into it. Because maybe you can tell this being, hey, can each one of these people get shifted to this energy and understand where I'm at? I mean, it's your choice.
Powerful prayers, right?
And what you said, Cindy, that it's a mystical knowledge, the Bible. According to some, it's a knowledge on a few levels, and one of them is an actual historical event. So it is possible that this person, Jesus, actually existed, and he connected to the Christ consciousness. And so because he said, there will be many like me. Mm-hmm. So last week, Joe, you were talking about somebody, or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, that told you he was the reborn Jesus Christ, and you laughed at him, and you thought that he was a bit crazy. And I know of 2-3 such people. I've watched videos about them who had formed societies, and they believe they're the reborn Jesus Christ, not one. Yeah. And I genuinely, I see that they're genuine, so they do believe it. It doesn't seem, they have the experience of the historical person even.
Yeah, but it's an energy that comes through, and it changes that, because what they've been doing is doing yoga and things, and they've been blowing their base chakra open, and they fired it, and they're in that higher universal energy. And they're distorting everything, and they are projecting something out instead of letting that energy help them to become who they are, or understand what they're doing, or why this energy is there. And you see a lot of people, they call it Kundalini cuckoo and all kinds of other things. but they've opened up an energy that's very, very big, and it's not theirs to control. Like what Ian said, it's just everything. If people were in this world would be amazing. And the Bible has thousands and thousands of secrets. I have had things revealed to me about the Bible that blew my mind, stuff I've read, and it opened me up. And I was in an energy sometimes for a week, and just things were channeling and just flowing through me. I love the Bible. There is more mysteries and things in that Bible. And yes, it is a record of people who were alive, Joshua ben Joseph, who later they called Jesus Christ. Because if you look at the Jewish beliefs, all they say is Joshua ben Joseph. And you talk to them, they don't know Jesus Christ, because he was renamed 300 years after his life. So this is where people are confused.
So is it possible that these people actually connected on some level to the Akashic records of the memories of Joshua and Joseph?
Yep. And you can tap into that. You can tap into the Akashic records, and there's earth records, and there's other kinds of records. People can get in there, and sometimes they really believe it's them, and they don't know how to separate or distinguish or find their own identity in this energy. And there's 144,000 masters walking on the earth. They're all Jesus, whether you call them Saint Germain, whether you call them Virgin Mary, Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Calf Woman, they all carry the Christ consciousness, and they're masters to elevate and help this planet. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe Ian's one of them. Maybe me or Cindy or Mercedes. They're there. They're walking around. And when they're ready, they're going to wake up, and they're going to know what to do to change this planet.
So the fact that they had actually created, connected to the memory of Joshua, what does that mean? Could it be that it's actually a part of his soul that is incarnated?
Yes, the energy comes through. The energy comes through, and like I say, it's an energy that's going to keep flowing through them. But like I say, they identify and they believe that's who they are. And this energy is trying to do something, but their human ego mind is in the way. If they would let go of the human ego mind and allow it to teach and show them, they're going to understand and know who and what this energy is and how to use it. And this is where that guy I said in the past said he was Jesus and he was higher than Buddha on everybody, and he had the keys to take everybody into heaven. I'm like, no, you don't. But people go to him, they worship. There are people from all over the world fly to Edmonton to go to this guy, and they pray to him and everything. If you go there, you're going to go, whoa, I ain't a part of this. You're going to walk away.
I know there's one in Australia, one in Russia.
Yep, I've seen those two as well. Yeah, like, wow.
Yeah, and I talked to this one guy one time with his partner, and he said he was the reincarnated Jesus. And he knew he was Jesus because he practiced all kinds of black magic and that for 20 years. But he's Jesus, and everybody is crazy thinking they're Jesus because he's the one, and he's hiding and waiting.
Make that make sense.
So I've met lots of people throughout my life, and a lot of people are in this higher universal energy. They've activated, but the ego's in the way and it's distorting. And when it does that, it can become very dangerous and harmful to the person and other people. Because like I said, when I was in the energy, I had to be careful what I prayed and I did around people. It scared me because things would just happen.